Hey, what's up guys? It's Brett here from Brett's Train Videos. I am in my model training right now. You couldn't tell. Running a few trains, all cool and stuff. Bit of a mess, but it's a work in progress. I totally forgot that I have to do a top catches video for season 4. So that's what we're going to look at today. I apologize this is getting out so late. But anyways, thank you guys for joining in for another season of Rail Fanning, season 4. With me not being in Muncie anymore, the Muncie Rail Fanning videos are most likely going to slow down or probably stop altogether, but I'm planning some other trips, so we will be kind of checking out some new places, some old places, and, still seeing some trains. So thank you guys for another season, and yeah, let's get on with the video.
To start off this video, we see a Mack Leader for CSX and CSX number 7765, the chassis system sticker unit on its home rails. It came through about a year ago on a 197. It's nice to see it on the Indy line this time.
Oh my god! Oh my god! We got 4 on today. Look at that. What up, cuz?
Next, we see an interesting piece of maintenance of way equipment heading south off the Frankfurt with an ear-piercing horn. I had seen NS 1073 a few times before this, but I had never seen a lead until it led a 54G coming off the Frankfurt line.
What?
CSX M310 is a regular in Muncie, and this morning the Seaboard System Emblem unit was trailing second.
What did this come on last night? It was like 311 last night. The cat, bro. The cat was on my car.
Bro, look at the smoking.
Bro, look.
With CSX's move to GEVO power and their large investment of GEVOs and Tier 4s, they have stopped using a lot of their old power. Their AC44s from the 90s and 2000s are being rebuilt. We'll see that later in this video. It's nice to see some engines from the 90s still working hard as a couple of Dash 8s lead this CSX train. A little bit of a shaky camera couldn't ruin the first CSX Heritage unit I ever saw as 1976 came rolling through town. We saw a lot of scrap units in the previous season, and some of those loads trickled over into this one. A bunch of scrap units came through on this M310 heading east.
54, 93, 450, 55, 26, more scraps. The 310's kind of looking good tonight.
Heading back to the Frankfurt line, NS-122 came with a good lash-up of foreign power and a GP38 to drop off.
I disagree. 69.
This next one may seem like boring power, but right around the new year in 2024, I heard that UP was retiring all of its SD70 Max, so I decided to put this in the video.
Well, EMD. Not bad. Hey man, you got the storage full?
Double NS Heritage units are truly a sight to see, but CSX doesn't get enough credit sometimes. In an incredibly rare catch, CSX 439 and 3415 were on the head end of I-008 this morning.
This is something. Hey man, it had double. Birmingham and Georgia Road.
123 used to run at night. Well, the evening. But with the winter days being short on sunlight, you get the point. In this one, NS-123 had a couple of NCRC units in tow. Not sure where they went.
Ooh, okay. Rio Grande Pacific. Biker's gonna wait. Kinda surprised.
As mentioned before, CSX was rebuilding their AC-44s, and in this video, I catch a handful of them heading west in tow.
495, 45, yeah. Oh, these are new. Nice. Let's not believe it.
NS-142 has a good chance of foreign power, and we catch a Ferromix unit trailing in this one. The funny thing was, I was so backed up in my videos that when this came through, I saw it again in Peru just a couple days later, and the Peru video came out before this one, so that was funny. It was interesting to see how the power was taken somewhere completely different in just a couple of days. Next up was something I had waited forever to see, a train meet between CSX and NS. This can only happen when a train takes the connection track for NS and CSX happens to be there at just the right time. I was very fortunate that the timing was perfect on this gloomy day.
Man, this is so cool. I feel like I'm gonna assume that this is 123.
I often find myself doing moon checks at night because why not? Space is amazing, and I was able to see some satellites doing satellite things as NS-123 came off the Frankfurt.
That's horrible polygon. Like, what is that? Hello? We're stepping on my new shoes.
Every so often, we will get a reroute on the Newcastle district, and we had a 179 come south. Bonus points to this one because it had the Erie Heritage unit leading the way.
I got the TJ going.
.189 often has very boring power. You might see an ACE every once in a while, but it's usually AC-44s on the top and somewhere as a DPU. On this one, it had a CEFX unit on the bottom, and this was the start of NS buying AC-44s from leaser companies to work out their power shortage. We will see plenty of patched units later on, but this one was unpatched, probably because it was recently purchased at the time. I can't remember the ID of this train, but a Ferramix Ace DPU in the zebra paint scheme and an NS Ace made for a good video.
Now that was attractive. My bad. I just gotta put this up.
Speaking of patched units, we see one trailing on 123. This one is in an ex-Central Maine and Quebec unit, and there were a good number of these starting to appear in the fall and lasted through the winter and spring.
This is Dante.
In this one, we see a couple of scrap units heading east, a couple of old switchers, one of them being Canadian Pacific. The railroad knows nothing about schedules and time, and on this beautiful morning in Muncie, I was out to catch a 174 with a UP leader and a DPU that was screaming louder than any baby on a plane.
Bro, stop fucking calling.
My bad.
123 comes again with some good power as, let me check my notes, Mango leads the charge with a switcher third. Don't mind the camera work. I had my flash on as Conductor Pool was on this 20AC with Barcode leading and a couple UP units behind it. I had to make sure I was seen.
20AC.
NS 122 was dropping off a lot of units this season, and this video is no exception. Except it had a lot more power than just a unit to drop off. CN had been sending unpainted units to Muncie so they could either be serviced or painted at Progress Rail just south of Muncie. Along with that unit, we see a patched XCMQ and one of Canadian Pacific's block scheme units as well. We catch them working, setting off the CN unit as well as a cut of cars, and then they were out of town, just enough time for us to get west and catch them going track speed.
Look good, it's almost here. Hey man, where's it going?
NS 8101 led 26C north, and I got a good video of it curving at Willard Street.
Oh God, I'm not telling them.
Next up, we see a pretty interesting last trip on this 28C. Norfolk Southern have been reactivating a lot of their SD70M-2s, and we see one as a leader here, as well as NS 8114, the Norfolk Southern Heritage Unit.
All right, good enough.
This is it. Late S007.
Back to CSX 1871, the Atlantic Coastline Unit, led CSX I-007 heading west. This was either the first or second train it was on after it came out of the paint shops, so it looked beautiful. We got into a little bit of a habit of pacing CSX trains this season. With traffic being so light, we thought it was a good idea. We followed the ES40 leader west of town, and we got to see a signal drop, hear the GEVO rumble, and an amazing horn.
Why is he picking it up a little bit? So hot. My bad, bro. Alright, we'll clear the factory.
We had seen a BNSF SD70 Mac in the Executive and Grinstein livery before. Here's another one at night, so not the best shot of it. I was driving back to Muncie when I saw this cool lash up on 123. So when I made it back to town, I made sure to see it again.
Not 1040.
Here's a simple one, the glowworm leading 26C.
And there's a pumpkin on it. Sounds like it's about to blow up. So it's clearly not the case.
On a particularly cold and windy day, CSX 1827 came leading M363. I was west of town because I wanted to hear the Gevos rumble, but the wind had other plans with my microphone. Nevertheless, it made for a good wide shot of the locomotive.
Anyway, we are getting too many subscribers. All right, we're at like 100.
Going back to UP's SD70 Max, we see UP 4468 on NS26C. If you want to listen to the rant, watch Muncie Rail Fanning 293.
Also, this thing is fucking stupid.
Like, kind of barely made it.
I think it's a 008.
CSX M332 came east with an unpatched CEFX unit on it. I don't know. I thought it was a cool as most of the units owned by NS have been patched by now, so I'm not quite sure if this is or was owned by NS or if CSX was leasing it. I figured it couldn't have gone to scrap because it wasn't DIT on the end of the locomotives and the Gevo behind it looked fine to me, so who knows.
Now that's a good question. Nice low angle. Something like right here, you know?
Later in the same video, we ended up back on the Frankfurt line for an interesting catch. A white-faced Dash 9 was leading this 45R with NS 1067 trailing behind it. I went for a low angle and it looked great. This is going to be a longer set of videos, as NS 8104 load this 50G off the Frankfurt long hood forward. Dispatch in the Newcastle didn't allow them to run this way, so they had to flip the power on the head end over by the yard. I love Gevo engines and the rumble they create. Knowing this and how NS runs their trains, we went a little bit south to hear the horn and the rumble of the 3 ES44 ACs as they went south. Turn that volume up!
What's the house doing? My bad.
I got word of some MP15 DC switchers for Amtrak were on this M363 heading east. Muncie Rail Fanning 300 was a great video. To start, NS 4001 led NS 262, and I caught it out by the curve. Next, NS 4000 led NS 174 north with a patch unit second. It was awesome to see both blue bonnets leading through Muncie on the same day. Not in this video, but in Muncie Rail Fanning 300, ended with a CSX train meet. Go check it out.
I also forgot. There's a patch unit on there. Ranked. All right, we gotta go catch 122. Turn the brightness up a little bit, or think that's allowed, or turn up the exposure.
CSX doesn't often run extra trains, but we did see an all-freight CSX I-132 heading east with UP 1943 leading, the Spirit of the Union Pacific. We went east of town to hear the horn and to get a good angle of it. Even after it cleared, we could hear the K5 LLA for miles.
Get the low angle again. I thought you said 2016 had an ace lead.
Final CSX Heritage unit I saw was 1853, the New York Central unit.
3, 4.
On a very snowy afternoon, CPKC's 4533 came leading a B520 for CSX. After messing things up in Muncie and Daleville, we knew we had to make things right as UP 1111 led CSX I-131. We paced it south and got some good videos of it. If you want to see the full chase, watch Muncie Rail Fanning 304. NS29F had NS 1800 trailing third. Not much else to say about this one. Back to patched units, NS143 had one come through on this evening. It was one of those BNSF units, and in the video, you can see its progression through time, from BNSF to KCS, to CPKC, to NS. An old BNSF-9 led this NS263 south through town.
Big Blue.
The other Conrail unit led NS29A.
Peppers, steppers.
Next up, we see a fake bonnet on NS196. I didn't think that these had PTC on board. Nevertheless, it made for a great catch.
There you go. We've seen a fake bonnet. We've seen.
Look good. Literally can't tell. It's too rough.
I-63 is an extra 263. I don't know why, but NS have been running a lot of these in the spring, and a couple of pumpkins led this one. I went for a wide shot angle on my phone, using the water as a reflective device to create this shot. I think it would have looked much better if Muncie had weather other than clouds. Our last patch unit comes on the 60C. I had wanted to see one of these units for a while. All I had really seen were the X Central Maine and Quebecs, and I thought this unit looked better. Well, here it is. An interesting angle for this 123 is I wanted to see it crossing the diamonds without getting too close to them. I'm not sure it turned out great, but I do like the effort. It probably would have been an overall better video if NS 4005 wasn't trailing and I focused on the diamonds instead.
Pasted. Wow.
Let's take a break from Muncie and head north to Fort Wayne. I heard a special engine was coming through on a 148, so I had to be up there early. I got into town at about 3 a.m. and I waited. I did see a couple of NS Heritage units before dawn with NS 1065 and 1071.
Lifetime cash, so.
I then went over to the yard and saw some yard work before finally seeing UP number 6379, one of about 3 6-axle Southern Pacific painted units left, leading to. This was an amazing catch, and I'm very happy I was able to see it.
doors full type beat.
Heading back to Muncie, the same unit came as a DPU on 123. It was much better to see it leading at Fort Wayne, even if the weather wasn't perfect.
I wish the sun was out. I would have gone on the other side.
Our final NS 123 comes from my idea of catching things going track speed south of town. I see NS 8098 leading this 123 with a couple of brand new unpatched units. It was awesome to see this train, see the speed, and hear the engines rumble.
That's what we came for.
With the same idea in mind, I see NS 189 head south with NS 1073 on the rear. After many years, hardships, and rails explored, NS 8099 finally made its long-awaited return to Muncie as a DPU on NS 142.
NS 8099 finally after like. This would be a good angle for it.
My apologies. This is the final 123, with a UP leader in the new paint scheme and a Carolina Coastal Railways GP38. Our final video comes with a double heritage unit. NS 1072 and NS 1070 led 143 south very early in the morning, around 3 a.m. A couple days later, they came north, leading NS 174. It was great to see this double heritage unit run twice on the Newcastle district. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed another season of Top Catches videos, and I'll see you guys out on the rails real soon.